football's biggest stars, unmatched talent, global fame, and career-shattering bans. From doping and betting to wild on-field meltdowns, these are 10 footballers who broke the rules and paid the price. Let's kick it off. In 2003, Rio Ferdinand was untouchable. Manchester United's star defender and the most expensive in history. Then he missed a drug test, and everything came crashing down. After training, 4 players were called in for routine testing. 3 showed up. Rio didn't. He claimed he forgot, but by the time he remembered, it was game over. The FA came down hard. 8-month ban, £50,000 fine, and headlines that shook English football. The twist? He never actually tested positive, but the message was clear. Skip the test, pay the price. At 25, it could have ruined him. Instead, he returned like a machine, reclaimed his spot, and went on to become a Premier League legend. Rio recovered, but the next guy, he launched a flying kick into football history. Eric Cantona didn't just play football, he commanded it. But in 1995, he lost control and launched one of the most infamous kicks in sports history. After getting sent off during a match against Crystal Palace, Cantona was walking off the pitch until a fan hurled abuse at him. What came next? A kung fu kick to the chest, followed by a flurry of punches. The fallout was massive. A 9-month ban, criminal charges, and a brief threat of jail time. Instead, he served 120 hours of community service. Manchester United stood by him. FIFA and the FA? Not so forgiving. Years later, Cantona said his only regret was not kicking the fan harder. He didn't just break the rules, he exploded through them. But the next player on this list, his ban was quieter and cost him an entire season. Sandro Tonali was Italy's golden boy, a £55 million move to Newcastle, the most expensive Italian signing ever. But just 8 games into his Premier League debut, everything unraveled. The reason? Betting on his own matches while at AC Milan, the Italian FA hit him with a 10-month ban, wiping out his entire 2023-24 season and forcing him to miss the Euros. Just like that, one of Europe's top rising stars was off the pitch and out of the spotlight. But Tonali didn't fold. He came back in 2024 and helped Newcastle end a 70-year trophy drought, lifting the Carabao Cup in a comeback story no one saw coming. Still, his fall should have been a warning to others. But clearly, Ivan Toney didn't get the memo. Ivan Toney was on fire at Brentford. Goals, hype, even England call-ups. But behind the scenes, a betting scandal was brewing. In May 2023, it exploded. 232 betting violations, including bets placed on himself. The FA slammed him with an 8-month ban and a £50,000 fine. For a moment, his entire career felt like it was hanging by a thread, but Toney didn't disappear. He bounced back with the move to Al Ahly in the Saudi Pro League, where he's already making headlines again. For the right reasons. His redemption arc is in full swing. But not every player was that lucky. The next man on this list, his addictions didn't just sideline him, they took everything. Diego Maradona was a football god, World Cup winner, Napoli legend, and arguably the greatest to ever touch a ball, but his off-field life, a ticking time bomb. In 1991, he was handed a 15-month ban for cocaine use while playing for Napoli. Just 3 years later, at the 1994 World Cup, he was sent home after testing positive for ephedrine. Another 15-month ban. 2 career-crushing suspensions, 1 unstoppable addiction. By the time he returned, the magic was fading, and the damage already done. Years later, his health collapsed. Emergency brain surgery, cardiac arrest. In 2020, Maradona died at just 60, his legacy forever torn between brilliance and self-destruction. From the highest of highs to a tragic, lonely end, Maradona's story is a warning to all who think talent is enough. And speaking of reckless behavior, the next player didn't just cross the line, he bit right through it. Luis Suarez is one of the most lethal strikers football has ever seen. But at one point, he was better known for biting than scoring. It started in the Netherlands, where he bit an opponent and got banned. Then again in 2013, 10 games for biting Chelsea's Branislav Ivanovic. But the biggest scandal came at the 2014 World Cup when Suarez sank his teeth into Giorgio Chiellini and went down holding his own mouth like he was the victim. FIFA wasn't amused. They hit him with a 4-month ban from all football-related activity. No matches, no training, nothing. Somehow that was the wake-up call he needed. Since then, Suarez has stayed bite-free and went on to dominate for Barcelona and Uruguay. He turned it around. But our next player, his downfall came fast and hit even harder. Paul Pogba was a World Cup winner, a global icon, and one of the most expensive midfielders in football history. But in 2023, his career came to a crashing halt. While at Juventus, Pogba tested positive for a banned substance. The fallout was fast and brutal. Originally hit with a 4-year ban, his suspension was eventually reduced to 18 months after appeal. Still, the damage was done. Juventus terminated his contract, sponsors pulled out, and just like that, Pogba was out of the game with no club, no pitch, and no clear future. The good news? He's not done yet. Pogba is eyeing a comeback for the 2025-26 season, determined to rewrite the next chapter. From superstar to suspended, his fall was steep. But the next name on our list? He wasn't banned for performance, he was banned for insider info. Kieran Trippier wasn't banned for drugs or violence, he got caught in a betting trap of his own making. In 2019, while still at Tottenham, he allegedly tipped off friends about his upcoming transfer to Atletico Madrid. They placed bets, and the FA took notice. The result? A 10-week global ban and a £70,000 fine for breaching betting rules. Trippier missed a chunk of the 2020-21 season, but didn't let it define him. He bounced back, earned a move to Newcastle, and quickly became one of the Premier League's most reliable defenders. He owned his mistake and moved forward. But the next player, he claims it was all a misunderstanding, so the kind that kept him off the pitch for almost a year. In 2021, Andre Onana, then Ajax's starting keeper, was handed a 12-month ban for doping. The reason? He said he accidentally took his girlfriend's medication. UEFA didn't buy it! The banned substance furosemide was found in his system, and although he claimed it was a mistake, the consequences were real. His ban was eventually reduced to 9 months, but it still sidelined him for most of the year. Onana's absence cost Ajax dearly and nearly derailed his career. Now, at Manchester United, he's back on the big stage, but that one mistake left a permanent mark. Still, if anyone knows how to bounce back, it's our final name. A football legend, a scandal, and a 6-year battle to clear his name. Before becoming one of the greatest managers in football history, Pep Guardiola faced a career-defining scandal as a player. In 2001, while playing in Italy, Pep tested positive for nandrolone, a banned substance. The result? A lengthy legal battle and a stain on his otherwise spotless career. He was found guilty and banned, but Guardiola didn't back down. Over the next 6 years, he fought the charge, appealing the verdict not once, but twice. In 2007, he finally cleared his name. A year later, the case resurfaced, and in 2009, he won again. It took nearly a decade, but Pep walked away clean. From the courtroom to the Champions League touchline, his rise proves that even the biggest setbacks can't stop a true football mind. And now that you've seen all 10, here's the truth behind the bans. From kung fu kicks to doping scandals and betting bans, these players learned the hard way. One wrong move can flip your career upside down. Some bounced back stronger, others never fully recovered. But if one thing's clear, it's this. No matter how famous you are, football will hold you accountable. Which band shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love uncovering the wild side of football's biggest names, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More jaw-dropping stories are on the way. Keep it filthy rich!